Assalamu alaikum and very good morning to you all. So here is your English language and literature teacher here in STU, and I welcome you all in this tutorial. So let's start our today's lesson that is all about vocabulary 1, and the topic is describing a good friend. So you will have 5 characters on this specific slide. The first one is Anita. She's describing her best friend. My friends are really important to me. I'm a very caring person and I always help my friend when they have a problem or feel unhappy. I'm also honest and I never lie to them. So here you have two prominent words. The first one is caring. That means to be responsible or has a kind-hearted. The second one is honest. For example, when you have a sincere friend or when you have a loyal friend, so you could say he's honest. Okay, the next character, Carl. He's 13 years old. He likes video games and he is describing his friend as, I'm very loyal to my friends. They'll always be my friend. I will never give up on our friendship. So here we have only one prominent word, that is loyal. That means faithful or true or a true-hearted person. So the next character, Hassan. He's 14 years old from Karachi. He likes football and he's describing like, I'm crazy about football, but I'm also a very hardworking student. I usually do a few hours of extra study after school because I want to be successful in life. People say I'm quite ambitious. So now you know it. Here we have two words, hardworking and ambitious. Hardworking means when you have some kind of motivation, so you always do your work in time, you always put your efforts while trying to capture some good grades. Ambitious. Ambitious means determined, eager to learn something new. So the next character is Karen. Karen, she is 15 years old and she is from Australia and she wanted to be a nurse. So she's describing like, I'm very sympathetic to my friends. I listen to them and I always try to understand their problems and feelings. So now she has some kind of sympathetic nature, like she's expressing sympathy to others. Okay, the last character is Sarwan. He is 12 years old and he actually likes reading. I'm quite a confident person because I know I'm good at lots of things. I don't change my opinions often, so my friends think I'm a little stubborn sometimes. So here we have two words. The first one is confident. Confident when you have self-assurance, when you are assured about something. So obviously you would be a more confident person. And the second one is stubborn. Stubborn. For example, when you are just stick to one opinion or when you are stick to one thing, so you're actually showing your nature as stubborn. Well, in this specific slide, you have to make sentences from the following words. And I have explained all those words in my previous slide. So the first one is caring, confident, honest, hardworking, and loyal. So in this specific slide, you will have 3 exercises. You need to complete all the blanks. So the first exercise, match the people to the adjectives in the box. So adjectives that modifies the noun, that actually defines or qualifies the qualities of a person or a place or a thing, anything that could be a noun. So the first one is, Shirley is Mandy wants me to tell our teacher she's ill today. It isn't true. I don't feel comfortable doing that. So, what is she? Like, she doesn't want to tell a lie. Second one. Giz is, I'm sure our team will win the match. So obviously she has some kind of self-assurance. So what is she? Third one. Fatima is, I want to be a great scientist one day. So obviously she's sticking herself on some position, on some point. So what is she? Fourth one. Ricky is, I'll visit old Mrs. Vernon after school to see if she needs help. So you know that kind of behavior is called what? You need to write it down. Fifth one. And then is, I go for extra classes every evening to learn English and Mandarin. So obviously, like, what kind of a person she is. Rose is, the other study group seems more fun, but I'll stay with my group. We have worked together for a whole term. So obviously, you have to write the specific characteristics of that person. Yoko is, I've decided what to do and I don't care if it's a bad decision. Don't try to change my mind. So who is that person who's always stuck on some specific opinion? Just think about it. Eighth one. Dave is, poor Boon-chin. I can't imagine what it feels like to lose a pet. He must be really sad. So, it's your turn to fill all the blanks related to all the characteristics. Okay. The next exercise. Okay, Amira took an online personality quiz. Match her responses to the adjectives in exercise 1. So here you have a couple of questions. You need to fill all the blanks related to adjectives. And then at the end, alright, so this specific slide is all about essay writing. So where you need to write an essay on a specific topic, and that is my best friend. That comprises on 150 to 170 words. So you people know about the pattern of essay, like you people have only 4 to 5 paragraphs. The first one is all about the introduction, where you need to introduce a definition about your friend, or who's your best friend or a friend. Then you have to write how long have you known her or him, some kind of common characteristics, or what kind of things you people do together when you are just alone or when you are just with your family. So you need to explain each and everything. Well, this specific slide is about the Unit 2 and the title is Clean and Green. Here you have a research work where you need to research on 4 different ways to reduce the pollution, to reuse the things, and recycling. As you people all know, like we currently living in a society where there is overconsumption, and this comes with increased garbage, which is a great problem of this, specific world. So the 3 R's that includes reduce, reuse, and recycle. How could you define them? You have to search on them. Like I have a few examples for you. Like, for example, avoid the use of disposable goods such as lighters, paper cups, and plastics. So obviously you can reduce the pollution. Or you could purchase products made from recycled material. So this is something related to recycling. Use cloth bags when buying groceries or reuse grocery bags. So this is something related to reuse. Same like you need to search about the 4 different ways. Then you have a written task, like you need to list 5 changes we can make as an individual to help to protect the environment. Like, how could you play your role as a person or as an individual of this specific society, leading to eradicate the pollution, or to reduce the pollution, reuse the things, and recycling all the useful objects. Well, this specific slide is all about English literature. So let's recapitulate the previous chapter that we studied so far. Edward Malone visited Gladys in order to propose her, but unfortunately Gladys rejected him. She explained some kind of characteristics that a person must have. After listening that specific no, he went back. And he visited his news editor, Mr. McCardle, and he requested him to give him a mission where he can prove himself as heroic and could be famous enough. After that, Mr. McCardle arranged an interview with Professor Challenger, who is a famous zoologist. He had some kind of expedition at South America, so Edward decided to visit Professor Challenger. He wrote a letter to Professor Challenger and requested the meeting with him. So this is all about the recap of chapter 1. So let's talk about some comprehension questions. After discussing all the questions, you need to write them down one by one on loose sheet. The first one is, why did Edward visit Gladys one cold October evening? So this is quite easy. What is the main purpose behind his visit? You have to jot them down. Well, second, what kind of man does Gladys want to marry? So, there you could add characteristics of a person. Third one, where does Edward go when he leaves Gladys' home? So, what was his first destination after leaving that specific home? Fourth one, who does Mr. McCardle suggest that Edward interview? Who was the person who has just given this suggestion? Think about it. The fifth one, why did Professor Challenger punch a journalist? Okay, how do you remember about that specific incident? Yeah, the same incident, so you need to write it down. Okay, the sixth one, when does Edward want to meet Professor? This is quite easy. You need to only mention one word. Well, this very next slide is all about true and false, where you have to mention true if the statement is correct, and you have to mention false if the statement is incorrect. Okay, Gladys just wanted to stay friend with Edward. Okay, just think about it. It's quite easy. The news editor wanted to send Ned on a mission. Edward works for the Telegraph? Professor went on an expedition to South America. Professor, he's talking about Professor Challenger. Okay? So is it true or false? Many people think that the professor is a liar. So obviously, is it true or false? Sixth one, Edward spent rest of the night reading about Professor Challenger. For this, we need to thoroughly read the chapter 1. So, after attempting exercise 1 and 2, you have to attempt exercise 3 and 4 in your book. That is quite easy because exercise third is all about the vocabulary. You need to put an appropriate words in the blanks. And the exercise fourth is all about match the columns. Because after reading that specific chapter, you will be able to match the specific expressions. So it's up to you. So here you have another question. Find 3 adjectives and 3 nouns from page 6 and 7. Okay, like you have to mention the category, like is it a noun or an adjective. You have to find it out from page 6 and 7. Alright, so this specific slide is all about the translation. You need to translate all the 6 sentences into Urdu, because in all these sentences you people will come across through present indefinite and past indefinite tense. The first one is, we read the newspaper daily, simple present. He catches the train every day, the same like first one. George comes home late at night, it is also the same one. I graduated from the university last year, it's a bit changed, it's about the simple past. Mary needs an environment without stress, simple present. He only knew those things that give joy, health, and peace. So this is the simple present. Well, my dear students, I hope so you people will find this tutorial helpful in order to attempt your vacations homework. So recollect.